I want to thank you for all your questions. The questions are very valid. I have just been asking myself, should I be a diplomat or be a candidate and be Anita? But I realized that I have to be myself. There is no way I can pretend about the facts. And I want to say that I am going to say everything, and whatever I say is true. You can hold me to them. First of all, I agree with the recommendations of the committee entirely. I agree with these recommendations, Madam Speaker, and I want to commit that the issues that are financial in nature, we will come...
She agrees with observations and recommendations.
Yes, and that we will come with the Treasury Memorandum within 6 months to make good of the recommendations and observations of the committee. Yes. And now to the issues that my colleagues have raised. I will start with the first person who raised it, Honorable Karim. Honorable Karim, you said, why was Mbale left out? I want to make it very clear to you that Mbale was not left out. We actually did budget for both Mbale, Kapeka, and Namamve Industrial Park. The only challenge was cash flow challenges. That's why we've not even released the money for the two industrial parks, Mbale and Kapeka. However, for Namamve Industrial Park, that was a loan that was appropriated or approved by Parliament of Uganda, and the money is available. But I'll speak later to that project, since there was a question to that extent. You asked the question of the renovation of the one-stop center. Their challenge has been cash flow, that we did budget as Parliament, but we did not get the exact release for the one-stop center in Mbale. You talked about selling of land in the Mbale Industrial Park. Madam Speaker, I want to just bring information as far as the concession of Mbale Industrial Park is concerned, that this is one investor called Mr. Paul Zhang. Paul Zhang came in this country as an industrialist, and his first industries are in Mbalala, an area called Mbalala around Mukono. And Mr. Paul Zhang came to government of Uganda, went to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, and requested that he should be allocated the 619 acres of land in Mbale. And so the President directed the relevant ministry, which is Ministry of Finance, and my ministry as well, working with the Attorney General's office. We signed an agreement of leasing the 619 acres to Mr. Paul Zhang. The understanding and the condition is that government provides infrastructure for the industrial park, but Mr. Paul Zhang will have to travel abroad and attract investors in that park. That, your Right Honorable Speaker, that park was land that government acquired from Bugisu Cooperative Union, and we paid money for it. However, the land was encroached, and there were squatters there. They were planting my sweet potatoes and maize, among other things. They were planting on that land for almost 10 years. Until government got Mr. Paul Zhang, who has now established 50 factories in that industrial park. And Madam Speaker, I thank you very much for recognizing the efforts of the industrialists in that industrial park. And Madam Speaker, so therefore there is no land for giving out to any investor in that place. We have leased it out for a period of 5 years until the investor fails, and I want to say that he's on time. He has not failed, and we're having the 50 factories there, and he's on a steady progress. Madam Speaker, I want to continue to the next question. Failure to access the industrial park. Of course, it has been privatized. Government leased that entire land, so you cannot just wake up in your house and walk into that industrial park. The public land is that one of Namamve Industrial Park that you can wake up and walk into. Honorable Betty asked a question that land at Namamve, the only land for NFA, that also government wants to take it away. Honorable Betty, I want to give you assurance that that is not going to happen under my watch, because I believe in protecting our environment, and so does the President of the Republic of Uganda believe in protecting the environment. We shall not take that forest land. I am very honest about it, and you can say, but the truth is we will not encroach the forest land. Be assured. Right Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Betty Steele asked a question and said that the accounting officer was released 800 million. Right Honorable Speaker, everyone in this country has seen me talking about the corruption in Uganda Investment Authority. There is nobody who doesn't know that there's corruption there. Even me as the minister. Where is Honorable Sewungu? Honorable Sewungu said that I should be behind bars. For saying that the corrupt people are there, Right Honorable Speaker, my heart is bleeding that the corrupt in UIA are getting protected. And my heart bleeds. They are corrupt. They have to be behind bars like yesterday. Like yesterday. But they're getting protected, and therefore what can I do? Poor me. Poor me. What am I supposed to do? Nothing. So, Right Honorable Speaker, allow me proceed to the question of Juliet.
Order.
I have done my part. I have done my
Order.
part as the minister responsible. I know the extent to which the law empowers me. The law empowers me that if I am not sure, if I detect corruption.
Honorable members, order.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you. The law empowers me that if I detect corruption, I should speak about it or report. I have done that under my signature and reported the issues of corruption in UIA to the IGG's office, and the IGG has written back to me that they've started the investigation. I have done my part. Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to continue. What else can I do? I've done my part. Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Juliet asked the question.
Order, members, can we listen? We are going to make Prime Minister's time.
The minister is aware that land has been parceled out and priority is given to foreign investors. But the foreign investors have made it impossible for the locals to access their land. One such case I brought to the attention of my friend, the Honourable Minister, because when they directed the foreigners to give portion of land for access, they gave the local investor a footpath. And they told her to pay for $300,000 for access, or else sell to them the land at.
Thank you.
Right, Honourable Speaker, I think the minister needs to assure us that they are in charge and they are sensitive to the interests of the local investors that have land adjacent to government land, and therefore go ahead and help them access this land. Otherwise, the outgoing board really deserved to be out yesterday. I hope the minister follows up these issues, because they're the one who's asking for that money.
Thank you. Acting law of yesterday.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, through to the Minister, I want her to know that the reason why the Speaker preferred this debate today when you are around, yet even yesterday we are supposed to be around, is because there are a lot of accountability issues and gray areas in your department and your ministry under Uganda Investment Authority. For example, just to take attention of on page 8 alone, 31 billion, 31.5 was spent on activities to be done sampled, and almost nothing is done. For example, you look at manufacturing, design, construction, and build of access roads, drainage, and sewage plant at somewhere else behind the schedule. When you go to the second one, that is in Bali. When you go to design construction of a sewage treatment plant, all this, no sign of starting any activity, yet money was released. Then, when you go to the industrial parks, it's almost a white elephant. What is shown here, Madam Minister, your accounting officer must be behind the bars by now. And if not, with you. I am telling you, I have no good words, because I was vice chair of Committee on Government Assurance, Madam Speaker, and we visited these industrial parks. They are white elephants. You might take things lightly. Once the Speaker gave this, take time and look at
Point of order. Madam Speaker, I think that statement does not...
Honorable member, before you bring in the order, I want to refer you to Article 1642. The matters of accountability on funds that is being released My government is by the accounting officer, not a political head.
I had a point of order.
Yes. So Anita should not be behind bars. It is the accounting officer.
Madam Speaker, the MP from Mbale just highlighted here that there are issues emerging from an industrial park in his area. And a few days ago, we saw, I think in Kapeka, various products being exhibited from an industrial park. One of the colleagues here also talked about industrial park in Namamve, where we are getting many products. Is it in order for Honorable Seungu to misinform the country that the industrial parks are completely a white elephant when there is evidence that something is being done? I think the kind of checking government must be informed and based on facts. This is what I would want to invite my colleagues.
Honorable members, the industrial parks. I think you need to take a tour to Kapeka. You go to Mbale Industrial Park and see how beautiful it is. And it gives a lot of our people work, jobs in Mbale. I can ably talk about where I come from, Mbale. It is really doing very well. It's not a white elephant per se. Maybe others. It could be. There could be challenges that need to be worked on.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I am an English teacher, and it's unfortunate that some members, like Honorable Lee, can use words I've not put in my statement. I said white elephant, not completely. There's a difference between white elephant and completely. But Madam Speaker, leaving that aside, political responsibility can make you go behind bars. We had Honorable Mukula, my best friend, one of my good friends from Teso region. He once went to prison, and Honorable Mukisa, I think he passed on while he's still around. These people were arrested and taken to a prison because of political responsibility. And that one, you will not run away from it. But Madam Speaker, why I was talking about industrial parks, I want to complete my submission as from our law yesterday. There is a report, and it will come on this floor, Madam Speaker, from the Committee on Government Assurances, talking about industrial parks. The moment that report is tabled here, you will believe what I'm saying. There's one word saying the industrial parks are performing and the beneficiaries are not benefiting from them. Those two things are different. You might put them in place, put everything, show them in pictures, in newspapers, but the values intended to be given to the people who are going to work in them when they are nowhere to be seen. So when we are talking to the Minister of Investment, Honorable Anita, whom we came together here, and now an ex-official here, we are requesting, take time and read this report in depth. Look at the accountability issues here and do something with your accounting office. That's why the Speaker again has supported my submission on Article 164. Otherwise,
and he's also talking of an aspect of locals. Anita, he's talking an aspect of locals being denied denied on an opportunity to be in those areas.
I conclude, don't expect any cosmetics from me. As LOP, I'm giving you realities.
As
Thank you very
former
much.
LOP.
Right, Honorable Speaker, and to appreciate the Honorable Seungu, who held fort yesterday for a few hours. Clearly he enjoyed the role and he played it very well. Very quickly, Right Honorable Speaker, one of the issues in the report is outstanding payables. And for UIA's case, it's 1.9 billion. When I was still chairperson of COSASE, every entity that we interacted with had outstanding payables. The challenge normally is these outstanding payables, it is things like rent, services the entity has consumed from small business people, and they have not paid them. It's bad manners when you consume, whether it be a good or a service, and you don't pay. Minister, encourage these entities. It's good also from finance. When you disburse money as Minister of Finance to entities, you see, debts and payables should have the first call on the budgets of these entities, because normally they will say we don't have enough money. So why are you consuming the services of business people that have gotten loans from banks, and so their businesses are crumbling because you're not paying? It is just wrong. It needs to stop. Secondly, and finally, Honorable Speaker, I have captured an element of staffing gaps of about 47%. The accounting officer in the report responded saying management and the board is in the process of recruiting. I wonder then, because what we are seeing in the press is that this board either has been fired or is in the process of being fired. Perhaps the minister will clarify what exactly is happening, because this is also problematic. What we see in the press, the minister says the board needs to go because they are corrupt. The board, what we see in the press is saying, no, the minister is the problem. So we are confused on our end, and yet we expect this entity to deliver on behalf of the citizens of Uganda. Hopefully you will clarify that. Thank you.
Students first down to go. In the public gallery, we have teachers and students from the Uganda National Students Association from Bududa district, and they are represented by Honorable Isaac Madoi, Honorable John Baptist Nambeshe, and Honorable Nandutu. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Isaac, you want to say something? Just greeting them.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, we are privileged to have to receive our students and teachers from Bududa. If there are only three things they would ask for three things. One, harmonization of our curriculum. Two, effective resettlement of their parents. And the third one, good governance. Thank you very much. And vote back Mudoi.
JB.
Madam Speaker, I want to thank you. I want to thank the teachers of the secondary schools in Bududa, the disaster-prone district of Bududa, that you have brought these young ones to this August house. I salute you. And I want to receive you all with open hands. And I know this should inspire you so that tomorrow also you want to be here. May God abundantly bless you.
Amen. In public gallery, we have students and teachers from Bokwe Primary School, Masini District, represented by Honorable Asimwe Florence and Honorable Aled. Join me in receiving them. Where are they? Where are they? Okay. Now they have left. Yes, conclude. You finished. Honorable Minister. I don't have. These students are from honorable members. In the meantime, the minister can respond as we get to know the students. Minister, you have a very short time to Minister, you also need to talk about the waiver. Whom do you give a waiver? Do you only give the waiver to the ready people or to everybody? In the public gallery this afternoon, we have pupils and teachers from St. Catherine Junior School located in Mukono Municipality. And those ones went. And then we have teachers and students from Yesu Akwagala School, from Kalungu. They are represented by Honorable Gonzaga Joseph Seungu and Honorable Sechindi. Is the acting former Lord. You great. Join me in receiving them. Wave to them.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Even behind, the ladies are behind.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank you for the good precedent. I also welcome my fellow teachers from Yesakwagala, Chamuriwa. Here I am deliberating very well. Thank you very much. And you will take the explanation back home how we have seen me here. God bless you.
Thank you. Honorable members, can we hear from the minister?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker and honorable colleagues, I want first of all thank the committee for the report that they have presented to the House that has led to the questions that has come from my colleagues. I want to thank you for all your questions. The questions are very valid. I have just been asking myself, should I be a diplomat or be a candidate and be Anita? But I realized that I have to be myself. There is no way I can pretend about the facts. And I want to say that I am going to say everything, and whatever I say is true. You can hold me to them. First of all, I agree with the recommendations of the committee entirely. I agree with these recommendations, Madam Speaker. And I want to commit that the issues that are financial in nature, we will come...
She agrees with observations and recommendations.
Yes, and that we will come with the Treasury Memorandum within 6 months to make good of the recommendations and observations of the committee. Yes. And now to the issues that my colleagues have raised. I'll start with the first person who raised it, Honorable Karim. Honorable Karim, you said, why was Mbale left out? I want to make it very clear to you that Mbale was not left out. We actually did budget for both Mbale, Kapeka, and Namamve Industrial Park. The only challenge was cash flow challenges. That's why we've not even released the money for the two industrial parks, Mbale and Kapeka. However, for Namamve Industrial Park, that was a loan that was appropriated or approved by Parliament of Uganda, and the money is available. But I'll speak later to that project, since there was a question to that extent. You asked the question of the renovation of the one-stop center. Their challenge has been cash flow, that we did budget as Parliament, but we did not get the exact release for the one-stop center in Mbale. You talked about selling of land in the Mbale Industrial Park. Madam Speaker, I want to just bring information as far as the concession of Mbale Industrial Park is concerned, that this is one investor called Mr. Paul Zhang. Paul Zhang came in this country as an industrialist, and his first industries are in Mbalala, an area called Mbalala around Mukono. And Mr. Paul Zhang came to government of Uganda, went to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, and requested that he should be allocated the 619 acres of land in Mbale. And so the President directed the relevant ministry, which is Ministry of Finance, and my ministry as well, working with the Attorney General's office. We signed an agreement of leasing the 619 acres to Mr. Paul Zhang. The understanding and the condition is that government provides infrastructure for the industrial park, but Mr. Paul Zhang will have to travel abroad and attract investors in that park. That, your Right Honorable Speaker, that park was land that government acquired from Bugisu Cooperative Union, and we paid money for it. However, the land was encroached, and there were squatters there. They were planting my sweet potatoes and maize, among other things. They were planting on that land for almost 10 years, until government got Mr. Paul Zhang, who has now established 50 factories in that industrial park. And Madam Speaker, I thank you very much for recognizing the efforts of the industrialists in that industrial park. And Madam Speaker, so therefore there is no land for giving out to any investor in that place. We have leased it out for a period of 5 years until the investor fails, and I want to say that he's on time, he has not failed, and we're having the 50 factories there, and he's on a steady progress. Madam Speaker, I want to continue to the next question. Failure to access the industrial park. Of course, it has been privatized. Government leased that entire land, so you cannot just wake up in your house and walk into that industrial park. The public land is that one of Namamve Industrial Park that you can wake up and walk into. Honorable Betty asked a question that land at Namamve, the only land for NFA, that also government wants to take it away. Honorable Betty, I want to give you assurance that that is not going to happen under my watch, because I believe in protecting our environment, and so does the President of the Republic of Uganda believe in protecting the environment. We shall not take that forest land. I am very honest about it, and you can say, but the truth is we will not encroach the forest land. Be assured. Right Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Betty Steele asked a question and said that the accounting officer was released 800 million. Right Honorable Speaker, everyone in this country has seen me talking about the corruption in Uganda Investment Authority. There is nobody who doesn't know that there's corruption there. Even me as the minister. Where is Honorable Sewungu? Honorable Sewungu said that I should be behind bars for saying that the corrupt people are there. Right Honorable Speaker, my heart is bleeding that the corrupt in UIA are getting protected. And my heart bleeds, they are corrupt, they have to be behind bars like yesterday. But they're getting protected, and therefore what can I do? Poor me. What am I supposed to do? Nothing. So, Right Honorable Speaker, allow me proceed to the question of Juliet.
Order.
I have done my part. My part as the minister responsible. I know the extent to which the law empowers me. The law empowers me that if I am not sure, if I detect corruption.
Honorable members, order.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you. The law empowers me that if I detect corruption, I should speak about it or report. I have done that under my signature and reported the issues of corruption in UIA to the IGG's office, and the IGG has written back to me that they've started the investigation. I have done my part. Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to continue. What else can I do? I've done my part. Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Juliet asked the question.
Order, members, can we listen? We are going to make Prime Minister's time.
Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to rush quickly so that we save time for the Prime Minister's time. There is a question from Honorable Juliet that the project at Namamve are not being fully fulfilled or done in time. Right Honorable Speaker, that's very true. The project is lagged behind. It is at 50%. It should have been completed by 19th of January this year, but we are behind schedule, as you all know. Today we're in October. The project is only at 50%. When you say, they say you're bad. Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Tumsime asked a question. Honorable Tumsime asked a question about the non-NTR, the 10% that we've not released the money. Right Honorable Speaker, on that point, I agree with the committee's recommendation and the observation. Dr. Atim, Honorable Dr. Atim, that we appropriated cash budget and they did not spend the money. I also agree with the recommendation that the accounting officer should be held responsible. Yes, because you did your part and released the money, but the money was not actually utilized. And the Speaker, you did allude to that fact. Honorable Mapenduzi. Honorable Mapenduzi, I'll be very excited if you told me where the land is in Gulu, because there's a huge interest from people whereby everyone wants actually to do an industrial park in Gulu. Where the last time, Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, that I wrote to the Gulu local government, they told me they did not have land, and in the Acholi sub-region, the only land that was availed to us was in Padey. Right Honorable Speaker, the unfortunate bit of it is that as government, we've not gotten money to do the infrastructure development in Padey. I apologize to the people of Padey that we will make good by making sure that we mobilize more resources to do the project in Padey. Right Honorable Speaker,
Can you finish? Finish.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. There is a question from Honorable Milton that I should give the status of the industrial park. And Honorable Milton is talking about the land in Iganga. Right Honorable Speaker, the land that Right Honorable Prime Minister, former Honorable Ruakana Rugunda, had started negotiating with the people of Iganga is available. However, the challenge was that we do not have money to acquire that land. To that extent, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, guided that we must go to areas where people can make local government land in their districts available free of charge. And Right Honorable Speaker, I want to report that when we wrote to the local governments, I actually personally did it and went to the land mobilization. We were able to get land in 28 locations in the 18 zones of Uganda, at least every zone. And I want to thank the MP for Masaka, because for me, I was looking at a nationalistic character, regardless of the political party. I reached out to the leader of opposition, and the former leader of opposition made land available in Masaka. And I want to give him the assurance that we will surely develop that land. Honorable Pius Honorable Pius said in Hoima district, the land has been available, but there are people who, government officials. Honorable Pius, if you can just tell us the government officials who are actually, you can even come and tell me in secrecy. You might be fearing. I will read their names out, because I need to know who is in government, who is actually taking this land. Because the truth is, Right Honorable Speaker, in Hoima, the truth of the matter is that is the oil region, and we want to develop that industrial park. Honorable Ibanda, the Fort Portal municipality land, we got into, which is in Kabarole, and it's for the Fort Portal region. It has a wrangle between Ministry of Finance, Uganda Investment Authority, and Ministry of Agriculture, especially Naro. We have been wanting to solve the issue. I reached out to my senior colleague, Honorable Frank Tumwebaze, and we are working on how to get the case out of court, because the former MP dragged us to court, and we want to resolve that matter. At least we get it. Now the matter is in the hands of the Attorney General, and the Attorney General is here. Honorable Moses Aleper, that UIA has spent a lot of money acquiring land. Honorable Aleper, allow me to educate you that we have not done that. The land that we have gotten from the people has been free of charge. Honorable Tinker, Honorable said, promote industrialization growth in industrial areas. The people sell land. This is the corruption. It is true. Today you saw my senior colleague, Honorable Matia Kasaija, summarily dismissed the leader of opposition, the current leader of opposition, by the way, congratulations, said that, yeah, because I did not see you. So, Right Honorable Speaker, the truth of the matter is that Honorable Matia Kasaija decided to do the action he took today of summarily dismissing the board, because there was sale of land, resale, double allocation, mismanagement, complete total mismanagement, and he thought the power that you gave to him through the act empowered him that he can actually remove, and that is in Article number 5. And so he dismissed, and he's appointing a new board. Honorable Amos, UIA should enter into an MOU with the local government. Right, Honorable Speaker, we take that discussion because His Excellency the President had guided us that we must work with the local governments to make land available, such that we don't limit growth in your local government areas. We want industrialization to happen everywhere in Uganda, such that you can, even in Zimbabwe, if you make land available, regardless of the corner of Uganda, if you have land available, my job as the Minister of Investment is to encourage Ugandans and also ask foreigners to come and put their money in that land. We don't want to discriminate the growth of Uganda and say we should concentrate development in only the capital city. We want it to happen in every local government, and I'm happy to work with the local governments. Honorable Agnes, you have raised the point and said government has given more incentive to foreign investors. This point, Madam Speaker, I wanted to tell my colleagues that the incentives that you hear us talk about are actually given by law. And there's nobody in this land, other than the Parliament of Uganda, that has the mandate to make the law. So the incentives that we have, that we talk about, is what you have given us to talk about. But if really now the need is that we must heap more incentives to the Ugandan investors, we will come back here and then you will amend the Investment Code Act, and then we put more incentives to the Ugandan investors. But as it is, I cannot work outside the law to prevent the will of Parliament that I respect and give the incentives. So what we are working is within the incentives. Madam Speaker, I'm only left with 3 questions and I'll be sitting down. What type of industrialist should be attracted and in which particular area? And who is an investor? Madam Speaker, you cracked a joke and you said, is it the person who is colored or anyone? Who is red? You actually say the person is red. No. Right Honorable Speaker, an investor is defined by law, and it is this Parliament that defined. For a local investor, you should have an investment license, and for you to qualify to have an investment license, you should have 150,000 US dollars minimum. If a foreigner, you should have an investment of 300,000 US dollars. And this was passed by the Parliament of Uganda. So it is well defined. The question that Honorable Lee raised and said he sees so many people, colored people, who go into their villages and are there and setting soaps. Right Honorable Speaker, my response to that answer, that question, is that the investors are defined. If you see anybody doing trade, you ask Honorable Bahati, that is under trade. Minister of Trade, not Minister of Investment. I don't actually agree that they should go and do petty trade. So, and Minister of Immigration, how did they come in our country? And why are they there? Who gave them the trading license? Those are the questions you ask from Ministry of Trade and Internal Affairs. Right Honorable Speaker, I agree with the question Honorable Lee asked about the 26. No, that my ministry is actually contributing to 2.9 trillion loss. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to educate my friend that the investment only industrialization, please if you can't distract, please let me talk to him. Industrialization contributes 26.5% to the GDP of Uganda, of the country. So we're actually contributing more than so many other sectors. 26.5% is only from manufacturing. Right Honorable Speaker, you asked Honorable Sawungu, I have answered Honorable Sawungu. Honorable Joel, the Leader of Opposition, I've already answered him. I thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you, Honorable Anita. Honorable Anita, when you allocated land in the industrial area, after 5 years, it is presumed that if you don't use the land, do you warn the person before the land is reclaimed by Investment Authority?
Right Honorable Speaker, we have by law a set period that you should develop the land within 18 months. And within 18 months, if you don't develop the land allocated to you by government, whether you're a foreign investor or local investor, and many investors are in this room, yes, Ugandan investors. If they don't, we withdraw land. I will give you an example that we withdraw land from the investors, local investors in Parliament here and also outside when the 18 months relapse. But to answer your question directly, if we give warnings, written warnings, and because of the corruption that I talked about, the Attorney General is struggling. Right Honorable?
Yes.
Right Honorable?
Let the Minister finish.
Right Honorable, because of the corruption that was taking place in UIA, the Attorney General here is fatigued with having to battle cases in court for double allocation and not following the right procedure. and that we need to address urgently. And he even told me he's fatigued, we must stop it, and really, I thank God that Honorable Matia finally acted and cleaned up, and we hope we shall clean the rest of the
Thank
thieves.
you, thank you. Chair, do you have anything to say? Let me hear from the chairman of the committee.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. We thank you so much to give us space, and we consider this report. As the committee, I thank you, the whole House, for the good deliberations you have made. They were on point. I also thank the members of the committee for your good work we have done. My appeal to the Minister that under Rule 220, action taken report.
Actually, on this one, we need a treasury memorandum.
That's it. Madam Speaker, as Parliament, as committees, we do our part. We recommend, we observe, but unfortunately, the will from the executive, from the government to implement these recommendations. That's where the challenge is. So,
thank you.
The executive, now for us who have done our part, now the turn is yours. Thank you.
Honorable Shabi, you had something?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, the Minister, while talking about matters of the law, she kind of... Alion. Right Honorable Speaker, the Minister indicated that she's working with the existing law. But while she was indicating that, she hinted that there are loopholes within the law. And the people, the person who brings laws for Parliament to amend are ministers here. So I wanted to hear from her, Madam Speaker. When is she coming with the amendment of the Investment Code Act or whichever law that needs to be made so that Ugandans are part and a part of these benefits, incentives, and everything? So when are you coming back with the amendments?
And maybe we need to just cite one loophole in one section that needs to be amended. Yes, Honorable Daisy. Have you ever
Honorable
had?
Minister, I have something very sensitive. I want to thank you for what you have just said. I have been getting information that some of these companies recycle the same money they use for registration. For example, when one company comes to the country and they have $150,000, they call colleagues, they give the same company, they trade with the same money, and then the company earns some interest. So I have been also getting that information. Of course, you have been talking about corruption, and that's also corruption.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Anita.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, the information that Honorable Member of Parliament from Iki is giving, I'm hearing it for the first time, but I would not dismiss it. I will have to talk to him and investigate and follow it closely. Then you asked me about the law. The memorandum, we would bring it for sure. And then the law, we had started the process of amending the law. Our focus was to close bribery and corruption in the investment area, and that was our focus. But now members have interest and will process and amend the law so that we increase more incentives for the local investors.
When do we expect the amendments?
Right Honorable, we were so advanced, maybe I consult the AG, just briefly. Right Honorable Speaker, the Attorney General says that we are ready with what we are working on, which is the corruption bit and the bribery, that we could bring that. Maybe then members will, if they deem that we should amend and bring more incentives, then we'll bring it in the House, but we are ready.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now put a question that the report of the Public Accounts Committee on commissions, statutory authorities, and state enterprises on the report of Auditor General on the financial statements of Uganda Investment Authority for the financial year ended 30th June 2023 be adopted by this House. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it. And pursuant to Section 53 of the Public Finance Management Act 2015, the clerk will extract the resolutions, and the House will expect a treasury memorandum to the effect within 6 months. Honorable members, just a quick announcement before you. Honorable members, when you come into Parliament, even when you're here now, I kindly request you to check with your pension. Who is your next of kin in the pension? I have a reason why I'm saying that, and I want you to check who is your next of kin in whatever you do, either insurance or what. I have had a lot of problems on that. I want you, even if you live here, you leave this institution, you live honorably. Other people should not be the ones to benefit from what you have struggled for. So you must go and check whom by mistake, you could have by mistake put somebody else. By mistake, you could have put somebody else. So it is time for a reflection now. I am serious about this. That is number one. Number two, this is the Parliament of Uganda, where we expect decorum and respect for each other. But I also want to thank government that we put the National Theatre near. Now, if you're not somebody who can go by decorum and respect for each other, just cross over to National Theatre. It is always open 24/7. Number three, when you go out there and you're given something, don't come and do accountability and playing to the gallery. You're doing accountability for the monies that you've been given that go and make noise in that parliament. This parliament will remain this parliament. And as the presiding officer mentioned last week, that it is the speaker who decides which item must be on the order paper. Rule 25, the order of business. The speaker shall determine the order of business of the House and shall give priority to government business. That is okay. Still on the same, the clerk shall, on instruction of the speaker, draw up the order of the business of a city. I am just reminding this House, what court has passed shall never see this order paper. Shall never see the order paper.